Now, I don't know.
There we go. Okay, now I'm ready. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah. Can you hear me
Wonderful.
okay?
Yes, thank you for doing this. Ted, if you wouldn't mind,
Oh,
just for the
no.
videographers, they like the landscape mode rather than
Yep.
the portrait because it'll cut your head off
Yep. There
whenever
you
they.
go.
Wonderful.
Yep.
Thank you.
I'm trying to get that a little better. And I'm
We're
sorry,
doing.
I'm on my cell phone because I
No,
had
that's
trouble
fine.
with I had some problems with my system here. So
Oh,
to
that's great.
get this a little higher up. Hold on a second.
Okay, yeah, we're fine. No rush.
Uh, um, I just want to get my phone up a little higher. Be a little better.
Yes, thank you
Is
for
that
doing it.
okay? Or are we
Yes, it's
good?
wonderful. Yeah, just so the
Good.
viewers know, Ted, Lord, and I go back many years here.
We
The
sure
Lord and
do. Yeah,
family.
we do.
Yes.
Yes.
And we're going to talk about all of that, but just for even these testimonials. So I'll just tell everybody the quick story. I went, we'll tell our history in a minute, but we were
Yeah.
visiting you guys. And you were gracious enough to gift us a vacation and on the Cape, and we enjoyed that. Our family enjoyed that tremendously.
Yeah, great time.
And I had never intended to talk about business things, but I just, was on my mind. I asked you one question, and then you were off to the races, and just helped me kind of have confidence and kind of know what to do, what direction to go to start building
Oh,
our business. Because I'd never worked on it in 18 years, never really did it. I didn't know. I had no idea what I was doing. I thought I was working on it, but I wasn't. And so it just put me on the right track. And now we have a business coach. We're doing the Google review thing, and they're
that's
pushing
awesome.
testimonials, more reviews. And I go, what do I do now? They
Yeah.
go, keep doing it. You don't need to do something else. I don't care if you're bored. Keep doing it. So
It,
that's what I'm having to do, because being a creative type, I want to do something different now. And they're like, no.
right, right.
They're keeping me on track with it, and I'm starting to see the beginnings of
Oh,
increased
that work.
traffic, because that's what they're
Right,
about. They keep telling me, no, you don't need to come up with new ideas. You need more traffic, traffic, traffic,
yes.
traffic. Because there's a
You have a
ratio, and
great
if we
product.
increase the traffic,
Yeah,
the ratio goes up with the traffic. And
right.
I'm starting to see that because people are making comments on my old videos, which has
Oh,
not happened in many years. So
yeah.
they're new people, and they're going, "What is this? What?" And I haven't got that kind of feedback in forever. So what is this? What is So new people are coming. I just had 3 days in a row. We had 30 signups total, which
Wow.
I can't ever remember that. So I
Wow.
don't, so then you tend to go, "Oh, is that a fluke?" Or what? But I mean, I'm seeing increased
That's
uh,
amazing.
viewership, and that's all due to your encouragement of me to get going, and you
Well,
had me in contact with your guys, and it just kind of gave me, an idea what to do. So now I'm
yeah,
doing it. Evan's involved. Me and Evan are in this studio every day, and we're just
I
hitting
love
it
it.
all day long. We're putting in, 12, 14-hour days
That's like my
every
son
day.
AJ working with me. So I know how that's very gratifying, isn't it?
It is, and I just sent you two clips, unlisted videos to YouTube of, and you can watch them later. But they're
Yeah.
Evan playing our band practice.
I've been
So
watching and following you guys on that. It's really something. That is going to be special when you guys get that together and play out.
yes, today I just said, Evan, let's have a music day. So we're putting on hold everything else, and we're just going to play our whole.
Nice.
It's 30 songs, and
Wow.
that takes a
Yeah,
while to get through. Shawn is
it
singing
does.
on a lot of them. And we're gonna have our first gig here. I think we're shooting for November 2nd here, just here at the house, and have friends and
Yep.
family
Yep. Yeah.
and all of that. But that just wanted to give that intro, and just
Thank you. That's good
so
to hear.
you really helped us with that, as other even personal things in our life. You were great help to us as well. So I appreciate you so much as a friend,
Well,
and
yes, I
so
definitely
I'm
we're
gonna
friends.
I'm gonna finally let you talk now. I haven't.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to let you talk on the testimonial.
No,
So,
no.
if you wouldn't mind just kind of going back how we met, and Kevin
Yes.
and all of
Yeah.
that.
Well, I mean, as I've always said, you have an amazing product and a great personality, and you come across. I think you just, like you said, you getting into the right channels. You've been successful, and I think it's nice that you're seeing even more. So I think for us, when Kevin, well, first my son Kevin was a classical pianist and classically trained, and was taking and doing his lessons, and I would drive him to a lesson every week, and his teacher made sure that I was involved in the lesson, taking notes and all that. He got to an age where, he was getting maybe not bored with classical music, but he wanted something new. And he always had kind of an old soul, Kevin, as you know. He loves music of my era and your era, which is, Elton John, Billy Joel, the Eagles. And so he's wanted to move and transition away. So he started looking at how to, maybe I can buy some sheet music. Maybe I can learn this song. And, he went on to a new piano teacher, but the teacher wasn't really interested in teaching him songs, which I understood. And as you know, my brother Mickey is a musician and he plays
Yeah.
acoustic guitar and wanted Kevin to join him. And that's where it all began. Kevin started seeing the possibilities of being a musician, but
Mhm.
he had to learn all these songs that he loved and that, of course, I loved. And that's how we kind of stumbled upon your website one day. And that completely transformed him as a person, a player. He really gravitated towards your lessons. First of all, your method is what really got him. Now, here's a kid that could read sheet music very well, but all the sheet music he'd find, the song wasn't as I would know it, or even he would know it. He had a very good ear for that. And he's like, this isn't really right. But your arrangements were always spot on to the song. You added all these different things that if he was playing in a duo or even as a solo, he could add the sound of a guitar, or you would capture the kind of like the essence of the song or the sound of it that he couldn't do on his own. And it was your method that took him to all these great heights. And that's how we met. Um, I think we sent in some
Yeah.
things, songs for transcriptions,
Yeah.
and you had asked once you were doing a segment on send us a video.
Yeah.
So as Kevin learned some of these songs, he might have learned 7 or 8 songs from your website. And my brother had asked him or me, can you bring him with me tonight? And we'll put him on stage with me and play.
Yeah.
And he was 13 years old, but he
Hmm.
looked 10.
Right.
They put him up on stage. He played those 7 songs beautifully and perfectly. And the crowd loved it. And he was a big hit. And that's where it all took off. And so from there, I noticed the lessons weren't as your lessons were more important. So I saw this great value in being a member of your website because he had 1,000 songs if he wanted to learn them. And he had a personal piano teacher right there. He's set up his own little thing. He had the keyboard
Yeah.
and he had his laptop all set up next to him with your lessons going, and he would do the lessons out and he would follow your instructions and your method, which is something we had never seen before, aside from reading music. And he took to it like that. He can learn a song much faster with your method and your teaching than he can reading sheet music. And he can read sheet music.
Yeah.
There's something about your method, though, it makes sense to him. And
Yeah.
once he learned it, forget it. He could just do anything.
And if anybody's wondering who Kevin is, he's the kid
It's the
video. People
kid.
always ask about that. That's the video we made when you guys came to visit.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's wonderful, and he's still doing it today. How many years later? But he's still doing it. He's playing. He's going to college, and he's
Yes.
actually gigging. Where he is going to college at.
Yep.
And when he comes back, I know he gigs with your brother. But the fact that
Yes, he
he's doing
does.
it by himself now is a
He
tremendous thing,
is.
a tremendous leap forward. And he's starting to sing, so I'm very pleased to hear that. There's nothing
Yes.
more satisfying as a teacher to see your students, people you've poured into, start to get to become what
Right.
they've always could do, and even surpass some of the things that I've done. And I'll tell you something funny, Ted. When we were visiting a couple months ago, Kevin and I were playing together, and we actually played together on one of the gigs. I just sat down. We didn't practice or anything, which is one of the regular gigs that Mickey and Kevin do. And I sat down and played, just kind of sat in. And it was so funny because we're playing, and I'm going, he plays like me. So
Surprise. Yeah.
yes, yes, and I've
Yeah.
never had that experience, but a lot of the licks that I go to and everything, I'm hearing him do it, and I've never had that experience before, so it was kind of
Yes.
cool. And we had this kind of immediate intuition of, okay, your turn, my turn, kind of a
Right.
telepathy going on, so that
Yes.
was really cool to experience for me. I enjoyed it. So yeah, I wanted to give you props on, you just have a business mind, a business head, and you're a very humble guy. But as far as business goes, you got, one of those people who can just look at something and immediately know, okay, we got to do this, we got to do this, we got to do this. And one of the things you were telling me is you got to find out who your ideal and likely buyer is what they call it,
Right. Right.
a demographic of your
Yeah. Who's your
customers. So
customer? Yeah.
yeah, ideal and likely buyer. And you were right. I'm doing all these testimonials, and all of these guys and women have been on the site for not just a year, but 10 years,
Like
13
Kevin.
years,
Yeah.
15 years. And I can't, and then sometimes there'll be, someone that's only 3 years, but still that's pretty good.
Right.
Um, and they're almost all of, I would say maybe 85% are giggers, active people that are playing in bands. They play, one girl plays at her nursing home all the time. Some of them play in, and they're really good. I'm watching videos and
Yes.
they're professional cover bands. One of
That's
them's a guy that does he's in a cover band, and this is how he makes a living playing Beatles songs. They're in a
You're
Beatle
not
cover band,
kidding. And
and
you've
he's
got
got
them
the
down. Right.
he's got the guitar on, he's playing the piano, and he's doing vocals, singing the high
Yeah.
stuff, and he's older than
Yes.
I am, and I'm
Yeah.
like, wow, he's better than me, and he's so it's really neat to see all of that because I can just consider all these beginners, and I do have beginners on the site, and some of them actually started as beginners. They never had anything
It's so
else
true.
but my lessons. So that was kind of a neat testimony to see people that they were able to start on my stuff and then get to
Right.
the level
Right.
that they're at now. They're
That's
giggers. And
Kevin. Yeah.
another funny question is one of the questions I'm supposed to ask. In fact, at the end, I'm going to ask you some questions. You might feel like you're repeating yourself, but for the
Oh,
videographers,
no.
they want it in one place.
Sure.
They wanted me to not do all this part at the beginning. I'm like, no, I got to tell a story. And
Yeah.
now they
Yeah.
agree with me that it's neat to get to know everyone.
Yeah.
But
Kevin is a great story from the beginner to the professional because he really is truly a professional musician now.
oh yeah,
And
no
it's
doubt.
really without you and your teachings, your methods, the site, the songs, he would never be where he is today. I mean, he would still be I mean, no kidding. He's a great classical
Yeah.
pianist and all that in his own right. But as far as getting into this world, we go to gigs now and they'll say, "Oh, do you know this song?" Or he'll know ahead of
Yeah.
time. He's going to play something for a wedding, like a reception or something after, and they'll give him a couple songs they want to play, and he doesn't know it, but sure enough, he's on your site. It's probably there.
Yeah, and you know what? I asked him, so how many songs do you have? Could you play right now? He goes, oh, maybe 200 or 300. I was, what?
Yes, yeah, he
That
does.
many?
I
Yeah,
bet he has probably close to 200 songs in his portfolio. Yeah, and
yeah,
the thing is, sometimes he'll forget a song,
yeah,
maybe, and he has the PDF sheets, so he
yeah,
uses that like sheet music.
yeah,
But there'll be a part in there if it's a difficult one. Sure enough, he's got your video on
yeah,
of that one particular lesson of that one part. And he's like, "Oh, okay, I got it." So
yeah.
it's like he can take you anywhere with him. He goes.
And I love, he's so humble. He's such a
He's a great kid.
everyday kid, and he'll talk to a kid, he'll talk to an adult, he'll talk to someone he's
Yes,
never met. It's just he's just an amazing guy.
he's
And
special.
now
He
if any of
is.
my kids grow up to be anything like him, I'm
They are. I've met your kids. They're just like him.
yeah, and we talk about Jonah being like Kevin a lot. I remember at the when we were walking around at one of the places at a hotel, and we passed a wedding. So people were getting married, and then
Yeah,
Jonah's like, "Dad, can I go over and congratulate the groom and the?" I
that's
mean, they're
Kevin.
taking
Yes.
pictures, and I'm like, "Who is this kid?" But he reminded me
I
of
know.
Kevin, something Kevin would have done.
It
They
was
just
is
go
something.
say
Yes.
congratulations. I said, well, maybe wait till they finish their pictures.
And I get that. I can't tell you how many people come up to me at gigs when they see that I'm his dad and they tell me
Yeah,
he's amazing. I can't believe he plays these songs like we know him. These solos he plays, they love it. And I
yeah.
always tell them he's a better person than he is even a keyboard player.
Yes. And those are connected. Your attitude in life and
Yeah,
and your attitude to when stuff gets tough to get past it and keep going. Cause I know
right,
he's good at that because he doesn't get rattled.
right.
If
No,
something
stays very
happens in
calm.
the moment, people, they freak out. He doesn't
Yes,
really freak out very easy. I've never seen him do that. So that's a
no,
important quality, in a person that helps them succeed, not in piano, but anything else in life. So, man, and, So we're working on the gigging stuff. Evan and I are working on
Yeah,
that. We're planning
that's
on playing.
great.
He's amazing. He learned Cliffs of Dover in a couple of days. That's one of the links I sent you. He's
Yeah,
just a
yeah.
sponge. And there was a lot of solos on the songs. I was like, son, don't worry about that. Just strum the acoustic, and we're
All right,
fine for
brother.
this time.
Yeah.
Then I go in there the other day, and he says, I've learned all the solos. To 30 songs, he went and learned all the solos for all of them because he wants to be authentic. You know, he
Wow.
wants to. He don't
Yeah,
want he doesn't want to
yeah.
leave that out. So I'm really really
Good.
proud of him. I think you'll like those videos once you watch them.
I
They're
can't wait to
they're
watch them. Yeah.
yeah. So anyway, I want to get to these questions. I don't take up your whole day
Yes.
here.
No problem. I had
Evan,
all the
can you
time you
pull
want.
those up for me, son? Pull up the testimonial questions. I never remember them. Oh, I do. I'm sorry. Here you go. Can you do it? Can you come grab it for me? I can't see. Ted, as you know, I have allergies. It's ragweed
Yeah.
season.
Me too. We
Got
get
to
them
deal
here
with
right now.
got
Yeah,
to deal with the allergies intensely for a couple months every
I
year.
bet.
Thank you, Evan. Sorry about that, buddy. Evan's our tech guy, Ted.
Hi,
He can
Evan.
figure it out. If somebody can't get their Zoom on, he figures it out. If
You
yeah,
need, you got to have that. Our generation, we just don't take to it like they do.
yeah, and it's amazing. His brain is
We
just going.
try.
I don't know. What are you doing? Then there we are. Okay, Ted. What is your name and where are you from?
I'm Ted Lorden. I'm from Dunstable, Massachusetts.
And how did you originally hear about my lessons?
My son Kevin was a keyboard player, young, maybe 10, 12, 13 years old, somewhere in there. And we discovered you online. He was wanted to learn more songs, kind of like from my generation, Elton John, Billy Joel.
The
And
good
he
stuff.
fell in love with your method.
Awesome. What do you think Kevin liked most about, as you observed, what did he like most about learning from my method that was working for him?
I think he liked being able to have that. He could learn the songs at home at his own pace. And
Mhm.
he had a piano teacher right with him all the time. And he had a method that he understood and that really kind of clicked with him. It resonated.
Great. And as this is, I guess, from Kevin's point of view, but you're observing it.
Yeah.
What makes my method different from other online piano lessons? If Kevin tried other lessons and they didn't work, what made it different? What made mine different?
Well, I think what was different, first of all, is I didn't have to pay this, weekly
Yeah.
piano lesson. I didn't have to drive him there because he was young.
Yeah.
Uh, I thought the value was incredible for being a member and all that you had between the library and the lessons.
Mhm.
And I think once he learned your style and method, even though he could read music, it just made sense to him. It was almost kind of simplified the piano for him.
Yeah.
And of course he could read music, but at times he would struggle with the feel of things. And you got that with your method. He could really feel the music. He could understand it, and your arrangements were unbelievable for the song that he was learning. And he loved that about that. He loved all the arrangements, the solos. You'd take a guitar solo and put it on the piano. And like he would say, Dad, you'd never find that anywhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how satisfied are you with my lessons?
10 plus
Well, thank you.
12. Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you. I got 1,000 yesterday.
Yeah. Did you
Somebody.
good? I'll give you 10,000. Yeah.
Wonderful. Would you recommend a family member or friend to my lessons? And if so, why?
I would say absolutely. If you want to learn how to play the piano, if you're a beginner, a professional, there's something for everyone at every single level. I would say it is an incredible value.
Thank you. All right, Ted. Well, I've actually got some exciting news to share with you that I'm not going to share here. I want to call you real quick if you have a
Yeah.
second
Yeah.
after this. And anything you want to ask me on here for the viewers. Sometimes people have questions for me.
Um, I think how is the request list going to move forward in the future? I know sometimes it's more, sometimes it's less. Is it going to be
Yeah.
consistent where we can send in songs?
Yes, yes. You know what? Anytime you guys have one, just send it.
Yeah.
Um, I, I'm trying. My business coaches are saying you can keep doing that, but you have so much that more
Right.
content is not the answer for
Good.
your growth in their business. They're like,
Yeah.
cut it down. Man, they're teaching me to manage, what I'm working on. I tend to be an all on one
Sure.
thing and then move to this thing. They're helping me to have time blocks, they call them,
Yes.
where I work on this. And they call it the crap, which is called core repeatable actionable processes. Stuff that
Nice.
you hate to do, but it works and you do it over and over again
Yeah,
every day.
yeah.
So we
Yes.
do that, and then we have a time block where we practice, me and Evan. Then we have a time block where I do requests. So they're still having me do that, but I'm just cutting it down. I'm being very selective. In fact, I'm not even advertising it, and I still get plenty.
Nice.
So
I
anytime
bet you
Kevin
do.
has something, yeah,
Yeah.
just pass it along. He always has
Yep.
good stuff, and it always ends up going well for me because he's
Yeah.
got great taste in music. Him and Mickey.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, Great. Well, thank you, Ted, for talking
Well,
with me. I'm
thank
talking with
you.
Kevin later today. I'm looking
Oh,
forward to
that's
that.
great. Yeah.
That's going to be neat. And if we can call you right after, that'd be great. Thank you, Ted.
Oh, I'm around. Love to talk to you. Bye,
All right.
everyone. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, Evan.